Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy. And tonight it's Analyze This Mess, DForDebunked by AI. Because somebody has to say it. And I really want to put, um, I'll just say, a bow on it. Yeah. Talking about that letter, and you'll understand why I want to circle back. Yeah. So I'll give it like 30 seconds. It is not quite 11 o'clock. It will be in about 20 seconds. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears. I call the grizzlies and the honey bears. I see the moderators have joined me, Baby Juju, good evening, and Vicky Black. There's probably someone out in the bushes. All right. So then, let me go ahead and get this started. All right. So, again, tonight's episode D is for debunked by AI because sometimes when the heat is on, folks will throw, let's just say, a hoodie on a document and try to pass it off like it walked out of a robot. Robot being AI. Remember that letter that was faxed to the federal judge, in the case? And that it came from a mystery sender, supposedly the mother of someone named in court filings, and made wild claims against one of the plaintiffs. But when questions started swirling about the letter's authenticity, suddenly the story shifted because this is my opinion. They wanted to hush the talk. How did they do it? An alibi, I will call it. Chat GPT wrote it, is what was said. That's right. They claim that Chat GPT wrote the letter. You know, I mean, they were convinced and they told their audience. It's like all the mystery, it's solved. Chat GPT wrote it. Just give me 250 likes and I'll tell you who wrote it, she said something to that effect. And then kind of laughed and said, Chat GPT, like it solved the mystery. Yeah, that's right. The facts. Now, that was from a person, right? Was it from a bot? No. AI does not send faxes. Did you know that? No. Because here's the problem. I ran that letter through the same AI that she claimed created it. And guess what? The AI politely said, not mine. And I'll show you exactly how it knew. Now, I like that. I like that music. It's like perfect for a mystery, don't you think? I see some of you out in the chat, and because of the time, I am going to just tell you a few things, right? Or talk about why AI said no, no, and it politely said it. No, because when AI dissected it, it's like, don't lay the lie, at my feet. One, AI doesn't misspell basic words. The letter included uncapitalized I's, grammar mistakes, and sentence fragments. This is what AI is telling me tonight. Mhm. AI can defend itself when you put something into AI and ask, would you write such a letter? Well, it uses some form of logic and technique to dissect why it wouldn't spit out a letter such as the one that was sent to the judge. Because real AI generated text avoids these mistakes unless specifically told to write like a child or uneducated person. Now, this is how AI is explaining it, saying that the letter lacked logical flow. It jumped erratically from one idea to the next without transitions. ChatGPT, when asked to write a formal statement to a judge, always, it says, uses structure, headers, bullet points, sign offs, etc. AI also explained that it was fraught with human emotion that bled through, such as phrases, I feared for my life, and mental instability, showing emotional manipulation, not machine neutrality. AI doesn't instinctively vilify someone unless instructed to. AI doesn't instinctively vilify someone unless instructed to. Also, AI thought or said, process, spit out, however you want it, that the timing was too convenient. The facts came right after a court dispute began heating up and the sender's identity question, suddenly anonymous, yet somehow involved. AI didn't choose that moment, a person did. Hmm. Also, AI said something about writing patterns and style, suggesting that the phrasing mirrored other public statements and filings made by someone already in the case. I'm not saying who, but yeah, that it sound eerily familiar. Again, this is AI. Chat GBT said nope. No, I mean, it really said nope. When asked to replicate the letter, I asked Chat GPT to replicate the letter. Look at it. Write it like you would write it to a judge. Chat GPT, after saying nope, generated a cleaner, more logical output. Even when told to match the letter, it refused to include certain statements citing court ethics and guidelines. Imagine that. Sounds like it was a misfire, like it was a mask. The AI did it claim kind of act like in digital alibi, distancing the sender, whoever the sender is, from accountability while keeping the message intact. The facts header alone raises flags. Now you hear my phone is like, why all of a sudden I'm getting messages? Should I pause? Should I pause and look at one or two comments and I will continue? Again, it's D for debunked by AI because I just couldn't, just let it in like, AI did it. No, I had to ask AI, you know, put the entire letter through. Mhm. Did you write this AI? Would you write this AI? Or someone said you wrote this AI. There's many ways you can ask questions, right? Hmm. A misfire. But let's go back to the facts header alone raises flags. It came from a 717 area code tied to someone else entirely, which makes it feel more like a redirect than a message from the heart. Maybe a little cozy little town, you know, in Pennsylvania. If AI did write it, why not say that first? The AI excuse came only after the document raised eyebrows and that there was, so much conversation. And again, this is my opinion. Someone felt it was enough time had been spent discussing it or, saying it's this one or that one, or perhaps that it raised eyebrows. That's not transparency. According to AI, it's backpedaling. Why pretend it's a bot if you stand behind the words? If the statement in the letter are truthful, why hide behind AI? It's almost like someone wanted the credibility of emotion without the consequences of authorship. AI's analysis, interpretation, words. AI said a lot about this letter. Even gave an example, of how it would be written. But again, keep in mind that ChatGPT, AI, all of those grammar errors, no AI would make like was in the letter. And again, it was sent by a human being, not by ChatGPT or AI. No, I could say, more, but AI just, debunks it in so many words. Yeah. Because the language has a fingerprint, style. In this letter, it's not giving artificial, it's giving someone else. Yeah, remember I asked who faxed this letter? Someone would have had to get it to the court. So, how would AI have written such a letter? Or, when I ask, kind of give me an example. Look at this original fax submission. How would it have been written? With the header, something like concern regarding court filings to the honorable court. I am writing as a concerned individual and so forth and so on. Again, AI, if you ask it to write, it doesn't just spit out emotional rambling or rants or vilifies an individual. I guess it's not designed a program like that. So again, there are certain elements. The grammar, the fax letter, it contained fragments, run-ons, and tense shifts. AI's written letter would have been grammatically sound, clear structure. The tone of the letter, according to AI's analysis, it was emotionally charged, accusatory. AI would have written it professional, restrained, and factual. The structure, according to AI's analysis, it was wandering, repetitive. AI would have written it concise and logically ordered. As to clarity, the fax letter lacked transitions and clear points. AI would have written and even gave an example. Each paragraph would serve a focus purpose. Credibility. The fax letter, AI interpreted, lacks context and formatting. whereas AI, ChatGPT, would have been more formal, salutation, proper headings, and a closing. So it is highly unlikely that the original letter was generated by ChatGPT or any reputable AI tool without heavy editing, because the errors, the tone, the structure reflect human emotional writing, not AI output. If someone used AI, they likely edited it to manually mirror a person or personal writing style or disguise authorship. Mhm. Yes. Again. So, some questions to ask. This is AI. How could Danielle know the letter was written by AI so confidently? Just say, quote, it was written by AI. One of the following must be true. One, she wrote it using AI herself. So if she used ChatGPT or another tool to generate the letter, she would know its origin firsthand. But that would mean she's involved in its creation, contradicting her entire point that she had nothing to do with it. This is the most plausible reason someone would confidently declare it was AI because they typed the prompt. Again, this is the explanation given that I'm reading. Yes, I wanted to process it and read you the output. Mhm. The interpretation by the AI that was. Can you accuse AI? AI is not human, but said that AI did it. AI said, nope. And here's why. Another question AI said about this or asked that would have to be true. Again, either one of the following must be true. Okay. So she knows who wrote it, and that person used AI. So the explanation behind that is this would still mean she's in contact or collusion with the sender, perhaps the mother or the daughter she referenced. It raises another question. If she didn't write it or submit it, how would she know how it was written? Either way, she's closer to the source than she admits. Three, she's guessing conveniently. Why? Because more likely she claimed AI wrote it to one, discredit the letter by saying it was robotic or flawed, create plausible deniability, or shift the blame from a real person to a faceless tool like AI. But she can't prove AI wrote it. And her own style mirrors the letters too closely for comfort. Hmm. wonder why AI would say that. Why her claim is unreliable. This is AI. Says no real evidence was offered. Mm. So there was, this letter that was shown, but AI outputs timestamps, anything like that. The letter is full of grammatical mistakes, human emotion, personal insults, and oddly specific accusations. Specific accusations. Not how ChatGPT or AI typically writes without being heavily coached or edited. AI doesn't use phrases like, my daughter was attacked, or reference obscure YouTubers unless specifically prompted with background context. And that's not how AI works accidentally. The bottom line, if Daniel didn't write it, she either knows who did and how, help craft or edit it using AI, or she's fabricating the AI excuse after the fact to cover up her own involvement or someone close to her. This is AI's output. In all cases, it says, it destroys the credibility of her AI did it excuse because only someone very close to the source could even attempt to make that claim. This is fair use commentary for education, for criticism. I've clearly stated transparency. I put the letter through. I'm telling you, I'm reading the output, the interpretation by the very source or tool that was said to be used. It simply is denying that AI works quite like that. So, while she may want people to believe that AI wrote it, AI did not write the letter. A human being wrote the letter. D for debunked by AI. Analyze this mess because somebody has to say it. Now, I'm going to come out, read your comments. That was half an hour, so we're good. It's 11:30 or 11:28. I just didn't want it to be like, are you kidding? Let's see. By the way, you can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Let's see. At the bottom, Baby Juju says, this is good, Teddy. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my little background? Don't always have to play it, but mysterious music because of the mystery. Mhm. Cups of Conversation at the bottom says very educational breakdown. Thank you. Let's go right up to the top and shout some folks out for being here. Yeah, and joining me tonight. Of course, my moderators, Baby Juju, Vicky Black, Viva, Cups of Conversations, Sharon, good evening. Love Wins, welcome back. AI said, heck no. It did. It said politely, no. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Oh my, distraction. 21 likes, 32 watching, now 36. That is the question. And it has always been that for me. Who fixed it? Someone in Pennsylvania. I'll say allegedly. Someone routing it from a 717 area code. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Faxgate. Now remember, if someone comes out and says, well, I didn't do it because, if I'm anonymous, you can put in any kind of number and you can be wherever you want to be. Well, they didn't write it. They didn't send it, right? So does that mean someone else is using that same rule? They're going to put in a scrambled number? Who faxed it? It was fax from a Pennsylvania area code. Oh, that's not doxing. No. She put it up and showed it. And it was right there on top of the header. Mm-hmm. 717 and 7 digits to follow. Yes, they just went in a run on sentences and all. They know AI didn't write it, and anyone who's seen the letter knows that. I absolutely believe that. Yeah. It's like, one person says, I want to clear my name. This person says this. This person says they weren't involved. This person said, a human being, at least one, was involved. Yeah. And someone who, if they're claiming it's AI that wrote it, then, well, AI did not write that letter. Come on. Cup says, the question is, why is she trying to take the attention off of Kat and her DD mother or mama? I don't know. But it had come to at least a head in their mind, like enough is enough. Enough talk about this letter. I've got the solution. It was written by AI. There you go. And by the way, which I agree with, it was, struck. But that's not the point for me. Is there an AI cover up? AI can't cover that up. It's like at the very end, let's just roll, put a big blanket over the explanation. It was AI. No, it wasn't. No. So many questions, some unanswered, many. Uh, Someone's in cahoots. And yes, so you can't make AI the proxy in this one because you can look it up. AI does not fax. You cannot like tell AI to fax something and it faxes it for you. It will clearly tell you, we don't fax, I don't fax, or however it says. It will indicate that's not something that you can get done by AI. That's right. So AI said, don't blame that on me. AI said, not on its data, not on its watch. Robot versus Chat GBT. You can support this channel. It's easy. You can hit the like. Yeah. Anything else before I say good night? There are other things I could say, but Love Wins at the bottom says, Miss Teddy, you are very funny without even trying. Some people say that, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not. It's my personality. Baby Juju, my. Yes, Pennsylvania. Yes, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. It's kind of like a Wednesday night. I could, tell a bedtime story. Somewhere I can picture it. In a quiet Pennsylvania town where a fax machine whirls to life inside a modest house. Right in, well, I can't say that's middle America because wouldn't middle America be like like in the plains or somewhere? But the transmission is fast. A letter, unsigned, improperly formatted, and dripping with accusation, makes its way to a federal judge's desk in a case. No address, no number, just shadows and speculation. The sender? Well, depending on which live stream you catch, it might have been a mother, a daughter, or even a ghostwriter named AI. But the truth, it doesn't hide well in plain sight, especially when we've run it through the same AI that was blamed. Analyze this mess because somebody has to say it. That's my bedtime story. Yes, the letter was faxed from Pennsylvania. Yes. And Pennsylvania is a big state too. So you can't say, you You're doxing someone because you say Pennsylvania. No. But if someone wants to come up and explain it, what what was said many times, something about a hit dog will holler. So if we hear any hollering from the hills of Pennsylvania, then we'll have to say, you know, you make a judgment then. But I don't expect someone from Pennsylvania to raise their hand. Uh, Let's see. Maybe I have an email from Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. I do have an email, but let's see, when did it come in? Did it even come in during the show? So it could have just been something before. Something different. Okay. Hmm. Oh, what is this? Okay. Hmm. All right. Anything else before I say goodnight? It's like I want to read these emails. Yeah. Good evening to all. It's 11:42. Yeah. That's all I have for tonight. Yeah. D for debunked by AI. Analyze this mess. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. Join me sometime tomorrow. Uh, yeah, expect to come back. Yeah. Keep your bear phones on. That's it. Hope you have a peaceful night's rest. And once again, thanks to my moderators. That will do it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.